I just played, wait for it because I have to read it, 1348 Ex-Voto. What a name, first of all. I just played the demo. The demo is like max 20 minutes long. I played it before lunch today because Twitter was abuzz with the fact that this game was praised throughout the internet. It had a lot of wish lists. It had 100,000 wish lists, and it only pulled like less than 100 people playing the demo, which it is very telling. But I played it, and a lot of you will be asking yourselves, what the fuck is Ex-Voto? Like, what is this game? And a lot of you will know what this game is, but not for the reasons you should know about this game. So the main reason a lot of people, and I know about Ex-Voto, it's because it partook in one of the weirdest attempts at PR that I have ever seen. This game and A Knight's Path. They both decided to take the culture war and use it like a PR clutch, basically. Ex-Voto, if you don't know, it's like a story about a female knight, and she has to rescue her childhood friend who she secretly in love with or whatever. It's a lesbian knight medieval story. And then A Knight's Path is just, bashing in helmets, yar, hit you with my sword, medieval game. And for some reason, they went at each other's throats. Like, they're both indie studios, I believe, or that's what I think, but they're both indie games, and they just decided to, like, fight each other publicly online. Like, Ex-Voto was like, well, we are liberals, and our game is a lesbian love story, and it's queer, and it's queer. And it's like, okay, and what about the game itself? It's queer. It's like, oh, that's very good advertising for your game. I love it. And then A Knight's Path was like, well, this game is for men only, and women are not allowed. Women have cooties. Ew. And that was the entire fucking premise for the PR advertising of these two games. I'm not even joking. Go online, Google it, look it up. This happened. And it's just insane to me that they really thought that this was a good idea. Like, why would you do this? So the devs, and I said it once and I've said it 1,000 times, I hate it when devs yap their mouths online, when they're super unprofessional and they are talking shit online for no reason. I hate it. And both of these devs did it. They were fighting each other online. Sickening. Very embarrassing. But Ex-Voto released a demo a couple days ago. I don't know. I played it today. And it's okay. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it's the worst thing I've ever played. It isn't. It's not great, though. And it didn't warrant or justify all that yapping the devs did. Because how are you gonna talk that much shit without having a game that is actually good enough to back it up? Because it didn't back it up. So Ex-Voto is just basically a third-person, over-the-shoulder, like, melee game. Like, it reminded me vaguely of Hellblade, except Hellblade is visually stunning, and the story of Hellblade was amazing. Like, at least the first one. And this one is just, it's a game. You can tell that it's just a visual novel masquerading as a video game, because they just want to tell this story, right? They just want to tell this story of this woman wants to be a knight, but because she's constrained by the time period, like, rules, she's doing it in secret. And then her best friend, who is also her semi-lover, I don't know if they're lovers yet, I don't know. She's also, a woman that is constrained by the time period. And instead of getting married, she's gonna go to a nunnery, whatever. Like, you can tell that it's very story, very lore, not even lore, just story heavy. They wanna have this, like, movie feeling with the cinematics, except the optimization is utter shit. And sure, the animations look fine for a few seconds, and then the game is so poorly optimized that they just get wacky and the hair is flying everywhere, whatever. In between the cinematics is just running from point A to B and then interacting with the environment in the most simple, most clunky way possible. Like, if you have played 2 video games, I'm not even talking about 2 video games in your life, you know, go to an obstacle and you're like, okay, press space to jump over it and then press control to go under it. This game decided that every single interaction was gonna be a space, except when it isn't. But it doesn't tell you. There was a portion where I had to push a cart next to a wall so I could get on top of the cart and on top of a wall. And I don't know if I'm retarded, which it could be the case. Not gonna lie, I can admit that. It could be the case, but I don't know if the prompt flashed very briefly or it didn't flash at all. But instead of a space, which is the button that I have been using for the entire demo, to jump, to crouch, to do everything, now all of a sudden I have to press E to interact with the wagon. It pissed me off. I was like, am I doing this wrong? Is there a bug? Is this a glitch? No, it just either didn't tell me or it told me like very briefly, and that pissed me off. Then the combat is, it's fine. Like, so you have a tutorial at the beginning and you're fighting with her, Bianca is her name, with your childhood friend. And it's just a tutorial of like, oh, you can use one hand and 2 hands and block and dodge. Very basic. And then you encounter like a couple different enemies. Like one uses one weapon, the other uses another. And they have different fighting styles. And you think, oh, I'm gonna have to fight them in a different way. Each enemy is gonna need me to fight it in a different way. No, you can just like, this is coming from me. If you have ever seen me play a video game, you know, okay? I am not a professional gamer. I play games and I smash buttons and somehow I get through the obstacle. I was just smashing, like, right mouse click and I got through all the encounters. I only died once. That should tell you just how fucking easy this game is. And I only died once because this game only gives you 5 hits. If you get hit 5 times, you die. And that is just a way for the combat to seem harder than it is. But it isn't. It's just, it just drags it because now you have to do it again. It's just, I don't know. I didn't care for that. It's very short, the demo, and you would think that, as a demo, it would be way more polished. It wasn't. It felt like a really raw early access. There wasn't anything about the demo that really showcased what makes the game special or what they're trying to sell you. You would think there would be more zones to explore, or there would be like things you can interact with and pick up and learn a little bit more about the lore and the story and the characters. There's nothing for you to do except jump and vault over obstacles and go from point A to point B. That is that. So why? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what they were trying to do. I think they should have just gone and done like a mini series for this. It's obvious they want to tell a story. They want to tell like a, what would happen if you're a lesbian woman in the 1400s? Like, that's all they wanted to do. That's the story they wanted to tell. And they just threw some really mediocre gameplay in between that story they're trying to sell you. So just do a mini series. Just, like, I think, like, even the voice actors, like, one of them for Bianca is Jennifer English, and the other one, like, the one for the lady with the really bad bowl cut, they look exactly like their characters. Like, I think the lady that voices the main character also, like, cut her hair as a bowl cut for some reason. I don't know. They look exactly like their characters. Just have a mini series done. Just pour that money into a mini series. Don't waste people's time on this shit. it's just dumb. I did not care for it. For everyone that might say that, I'm being too harsh, like, I'm criticizing it like way too soon. We haven't seen what it has in store. A demo, it's supposed to showcase the greatest features of a game to the audience so they get hyped about it, and when the game actually releases completely, they buy your game. This did the opposite of that. I was pretty, I wouldn't say I was bored, but I was pretty nonchalant the entire time. I did not care about the voice acting, did not care about the animations, did not care about the graphics, did not care about what little bit of a story they kind of like showcased. Nothing about it is good enough to warrant like playing this over anything else, to be fair. And they would have to improve so much on this game so when it releases, it's actually enjoyable to play. Like, I think there has to be a lot of work in the background for this game to actually cook a little bit, like simmer, get a little bit boiled, you know what I mean? Because so far it's completely raw. And I think if the devs had spent more time developing the game than actually arguing with people online, maybe the game would be better, the demo would be better. But guess what they did? They just decided that they were gonna use the culture war as a clutch, and they were gonna try to, use people's worldviews to sell their games. And we always know that that never fucking works, okay? In either direction. Don't expect to pander to either extreme and for that extreme to actually show up when you put out your product, because it never works. They never do. They're only there to get likes on their tweets and get, quote retweeted. That's all they want. They're never gonna be there to actually support your game. So stop pandering to people and just focus on making a good fucking product. I don't know in what language do I have to say it. I could say it in Spanish, but I'm not even gonna bother. But yeah, honestly, I'll keep an eye on this and see how it pans out, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it on release. I just feel like it would be a waste of money on my part. Like, I could just be using that money to, I don't know, buy a pizza or something. Like, why would I use it on this?